Hi, my name is Natalie Morales, and this is my final capstone project for literature and the environment. Mother Earth is called home to billions of human inhabitants. This means that each and every one of the inhabitants share a connection with the planet, yet many people do not recognize this. People like to think that they are something separate from Earth, that the planet is actually a piece of land one may conquer and own. This is not the case. Environmental literature humbles the human mind and reminds people that they are indeed a part of the earth and that there are implications from straying from the connection. Based on essays and short stories such as To Build a Fire by Jack London or Touching Earth by Bell Hooks and Living Like Weasels by Annie Diller, and many more essays, short stories, and poems from our class text, Literature and the Environment, one may conclude that whenever human beings deny a natural way of being, there are consequences that affect every part of a human's life. Moving on to my first point. We are not connected to Earth as human beings. This is evident in The Etiquette of Freedom, the essay by Gary Snyder. In his essay, Snyder compares animals and humans, saying they are one and the same. Quote from page 115. We must contemplate the shared ground of our common biological being before emphasizing the differences. Humans are more like animals than they tend to believe. Although humans would like to think that they are something separate, this, of course, is not the case. Because animals are a part of nature, this means humans are a part of nature because of the shared connection. Next, we can see that nature is in control of all happenings on Earth. This is evident in the Winto tribe's essay, The Willingness of a Deer to Die. Within the essay, the tribe documents the hunting experiences of the Winto people. The essay reminds us that nature controls Earth's events and happenings. Although humans are in control of the skill that they may obtain, they can never control the luck they have within a hunt. The essay also compares animals and humans as affectionate lovers. This means that Earth can be in either favor of humans or animals when it is time to hunt. On page 118, this is shown. Quote, in the first place, while his carefully honed hunting skills are certainly likely to improve his chances somewhat, his luck, or lack of it, is thought to be deeply connected with patterns of nature that lie dim and unseen, but always acknowledged beyond his personal grasp. Obviously, nature is in control, and there's nothing humans can do about this to control the way nature is. Next, we can see that humans are not in touch with nature. This is true in Jack London's short story To Build a Fire. London writes about a man traveling through the Yukon district at 175 degrees below zero. The man is oblivious to the danger he faces, yet the animal he travels with knows what dangers are truly there. The author goes on to say that for generations, humans have lost touch with their natural instincts. On page 35, the author writes, quote, this man did not know cold. Possibly all the generations of his ancestry have been ignorant of cold, of real cold. 107 degrees below freezing point, but the dog knew of its and all its ancestry knew. As this quote points out, Man is not in touch with his natural instincts. And because of this, man's ignorance in this story leads to death. Obviously, the consequences are grim. A quick recap. So far in the speech. Humans are a part of nature, as evident by Gary Snyder's essay, as I have pointed out. Nature is obviously in control, and humans have lost touch with their senses that connect them to nature. But why should humans want to reconnect? Well, there are several reasons. For one, humans need the land. There are obvious reasons, like food and water and a place to live, as to why we need Mother Earth. But we also need the land to fully be at peace as human beings. Linda Hogan in What Holds the Water, What Holds the Light writes about this necessity. Quote, page 176, while most of us agree that wilderness is necessary to our spiritual and psychological well-being, it is a container of far more, a mystery of life apart from ours. Earth, as mentioned before, Earth controls happenings that humans cannot control. Humans are a part of Earth, and that means that Earth can sustain life apart from us. Earth does not need human life to survive. Although she provides for us, Earth works on her own account, and we need Mother Earth. Not only do we need Mother Earth, but there are consequences on the mind and the spirit for not having Mother Earth with us. In Touching Earth, Bell Hooks writes about the lost tradition among African Americans of farming. The lost connection has led to sorrow among the people, and although Hooks specifically is writing towards African Americans, the concepts can translate into all of human life. On page 173, Hooks writes, when we talk about healing that psyche, we must also speak about restoring our connection to the natural world. In order to heal the mind, humans need to reconnect with nature. So what are the consequences, the further consequences of not reconnecting with nature? Well, the Union of Concerned Scientists explores such consequences in World Scientists Warning to Humanity. In the essay, this union urges humans to change actions immediately because we are on a collision course between Earth and our people. Human activities have caused environmental crises, such as problems with the soil and species endangerment. A quote from the essay says, quote, since 1945, 11% of the Earth's vegetated surfaces have been degraded, an area larger than India and China combined. Per capita, food production in many parts of the world is decreasing. The need to change is necessary and dire, not only for human species, but for all of Earth's inhabitants. Obviously, human action is leading to the dismissal of human species. However, other species are at risk as well. According to the essay, by 2100, the irreversible loss of 1/3 of all species will no longer live on Earth. If these statistics aren't shocking or don't want to cause someone to act, I do not know what will. But I know that the need to act is now. The Union goes on to say on page 460, quote, acting on the on this recognition is not altruism, but enlightened self-interest. Whether industrialized or not, we all have but one lifeboat. This states that the time to act now isn't now if we favor our future. We want to be able to have a future, and if human beings do not change their actions now, there might be no Earth. This, though, requires the help from scientists, businesses, religious leaders, and all peoples of Earth. It is everyone's responsibility. But how can this happen? Because, as I pointed out, the Earth, human beings, have lost a connection to the Earth. So it might be kind of hard to want to help something that human beings cannot relate to. It is easy enough to say, let's act, but what other ways human beings could connect and feel a part of Earth? Well, there are 3 ways that I have found that would make people want to help. For one, people can get in touch with their animal instincts. 2, people can find an appreciation of nature. And 3, committing selfless acts towards nature might help reestablish the connection. First, people need to reconnect with their animal instincts. In her essay, Living Like Weasels, Annie Dillard writes about her encounter with the wild weasel. She wishes to be like the animal. Quote, page 7, I might learn something of the mindlessness, something of the purity of living in the physical senses, and the dignity of living without bias or motive. Perhaps reconnecting with animal instincts would be a pure way to reconnect with nature. Annie Dillard realizes that animals are more connected to the earth, and in turn she wishes to have that connection by returning to her animal instincts. Not only connecting with one's animal's instincts might help, but also finding an appreciation for nature. Going back to Touching Earth by Bell Hooks, the author writes ways African Americans can restore the relationship. But this can translate into every human being's life. Quote from page 173, even in my small New York City apartment, I can pause to listen to birds sing, find a tree and watch it. So basically, the author is finding time to appreciate nature, to take time and smell the roses. And these ways can help people realize that nature is everywhere and is a part of everything. One may also reconnect through selfless acts. The narrator in Marge Percy's poem, Sad Rivers, The Development, tries to find a way to balance the land development of her local community because she realized the development is destroying the land around. She selflessly plants food for the animals and cover. As mentioned on page 403, quote, we planted for the birds cover and berries. We compost, we set out trees. The author is trying to help animals that suffer because of the development, and in turn hopes to reverse some of the actions that the development has taken. This selfless act might help restore the environment. So knowing everything, we can now conclude that whenever human beings mess with Earth, there are further implications that affect human life that one may not see instantly. However, the consequences are very real because humans have lost their connection with Mother Earth. The land is now losing her connection with humans. There is only a finite amount of abuse the Earth may withstand, and the time that she gave up on the human race is fast approaching. Now is the time to reconnect with the land that supports us. Now is the time to love a Mother Earth like she has for centuries loved the human race. Now is the time to act and reverse human action and carelessness before the end comes too soon. Thank you for watching.